Thank you once again for joining us today for this webinar. I'm Saloni from Acquest Advisors. We are an immigration advisory firm based out of BKC, Mumbai, having offices across India. We specialize in permanent residency and citizenship program for USA, UK, Canada, and European countries. Today, we are going to discuss about the immigration opportunities in Portugal, various investment options. We'll also discuss the legality, process, and latest updates in the Portugal Golden Visa program. Today, on the panel, we have with us our CEO, Mr. Paresh Karya. Mr. Karya is a chartered accountant with rich experience in the area of private banking, investment advisory, real estate, and immigration. We have with us Mr. Jerry Morgan, founder and CEO of Merkin Group of Companies and Merkin Properties, a leading property developer in Portugal, focused on Portugal Golden Visa. We also have with us Ms. Mafala Lewis, lawyer at International Atlantic Services. Ms. Lewis specializes in real estate and Golden Visa program. Her firm IAS has handled more than 1,000 Golden Visa applications. Now I'll invite Mr. Karya to take us through the presentation further. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Saloni, for that wonderful introduction. Thank you, friends, for joining us for this webinar today. We appreciate you being on time. Now, friends, we have been, my team has been talking to you. Some of you have engaged with me, with Saloni, Zishan, Geeta, etc. And we understand that you already have good knowledge about the Portugal Golden Visa program, and you are primarily looking at what are the best investment opportunities. While many of you would have been, have been just started interacting with us and would like to know more about the Portugal Golden Visa program. So in today's session, we will spend some time initially in understanding what is the Portugal Golden Visa program, what we'll know more about Portugal and how to get the Golden Visa. And thereafter, we'll have a detailed discussion on what are some of the good investment opportunities available with us. Before I start my presentation, I would like to just share some news with you, some very important news which has come up in very recently. The first thing is the Portugal Golden Visa program has been ranked as the most popular residency program among all the programs. You would have heard about other European Golden Visa programs like Greece, Malta, Spain, etc. So a recent study indicates that Portugal Golden Visa is the most popular program. The second news, which I just read today, is that the Britons, the British people, citizens, they constitute the second largest nationality in Portugal. So in Portugal, you will find after the Portuguese citizens, the British citizens constitute the second largest nationality. And the Britishers are known to be buying property in Portugal for quite some time. However, post-Brexit, they realized that along with buying the property, since Britain is no longer a part of European Union, it makes sense for them to get Golden Visa as well and get European citizenship. So they have been actively buying property and subscribing to the Golden Visa over the last few years. The third information, which many of you may not be aware, is that we have seen that post-COVID, we are seeing more and more Americans looking at the Golden Visa. I was just looking at the data, of country-wise applicants for Golden Visa, and I found that the Americans constitute, the second largest applicants for Golden Visa during the last 2 years. So, friends, these are some of the trends and latest development on the Golden Visa front, which I thought I should share with you. So before we, now Portugal Golden Visa is considered to be a pathway to European Union. I'm sure most of you who are looking at a Portugal Golden Visa want to have access to Europe, and that's why you are considering this program. So let's spend some time in understanding more about Europe and various concepts associated with Europe. So here we have over here, first, we have the European Union. Now, what is the European Union? European Union has been in news over the past few years. The European Union is essentially an economic and political union of 27 European countries who have decided to come together and liberalize the borders between them so as to promote free trade and movement of goods and culture among the people. Right? So it is like what we have in India. We have 27 states and you can move freely across the states. You can live in any state. You can take up job anywhere. So similarly, this 27 countries have a same kind of arrangement. They allow people to move freely. They allow trade, goods to move freely for economic and social benefits. Then we have over here the Schengen area. I'm sure most of you would be familiar with Schengen area. You would have traveled to Europe, and you know that we have the Schengen visa. A Schengen area or a Schengen visa is an arrangement between these 26 countries, whoever, whereby with a common visa, you can travel for the purpose, or you can travel to this 26 countries with just one single Schengen visa. So this is more to attract tourists, to make it easy for them to travel to this 26 European countries. Then, of course, we have Eurozone. Now, Eurozone is an arrangement between these 19 countries which share a common currency, which is euro. So the euro currency is used in all this 19 countries, which constitutes Eurozone. Now, let us look at why people would want to move to Europe. The first and the foremost reason why people want to move to Europe is, of course, the quality of life. Now, if you can see in the chart over here, Europe scores very highly on various parameters when it comes to quality of life, be it life expectancy, be it happiness index, paid vacation, maternity leave, time away from work, etc. And of course, healthcare and education. So on most of these parameters, it scores at par with other countries like US, Canada, and Australia and UK. Now let us look at what are the benefits of European Union citizenship. So friends, we have seen earlier that the objective of European Union was to promote free trade and movement of people between these 27 countries. So that is the biggest advantage that you get, that once you are a citizen of any of the European Union country, you can freely move among all the 27 European countries. Not only you can move, you can also settle there, you can live there, you can work there, study there, and you get benefits as if you are a resident of that particular country. Now, when it comes to educations, we have seen that a lot of our clients want to send their children overseas for education. So once you are a citizen of a European Union country, you can move. Let's say, for example, you are a citizen of Portugal and you want to send your children for education to Germany or France or Netherlands. So when they go to the universities over there, they are treated as local students and they get all the education benefits, which includes tuition fee waiver as well as free education in many of the schools and colleges over there. Similarly, you also get access to healthcare, national healthcare across all the 27 countries where you decide to move and settle. It's also very easy to start business in any of the European countries once you are a member of European Union. Also, when it comes to passport, most of the European countries have very powerful passport. We'll talk more in detail about the Portuguese passport in the subsequent slides. Now, friends, let us look at why Portugal Golden Visa is considered to be the fastest path to European Union citizenship. Let us understand where Portugal is located. For some of you who would not be familiar with the location of Portugal, you can see in this map right over here, Portugal is right in the center in the southwest tip of Europe and along the Atlantic Ocean. So it is conveniently located. To the south, you have the African continent. Up north, you have Europe. To the left, you have United States and Canada. And down over here in the corner, you have Middle East as well as India. So it is conveniently located right in the center over here. And also because of its location along the Atlantic Ocean in the southwest tip, it enjoys very good weather. So Portugal has one of the best weathers in Europe. It is very, very pleasant. The temperature ranges over here. The minimum temperature goes up to about 6 to 8 degrees in winter, and the maximum temperature is about 28 degrees in summer. Let's take a closer look at Portugal. This is a close-up map of Portugal. You can see it has a long coastline over here. Up over here in north, we have Porto. Porto is the second largest city in Portugal. It is also a World Heritage Site and it is a very popular tourist destination. And a lot of tourists, particularly from Europe, go to Porto for their short vacations. Porto is also known for its football club. It has a beautiful, it is a home to the, FC Porto Club, and it has a very beautiful football stadium out there. In the center over here, we have Lisbon, which is a commercial, capital. It is a capital city and it is also an international commercial hub. Uh, Lisbon enjoys a very good blend of historical architecture as well as modern living. And it is also a good destination for European cruise. You know, if you're walking along the seaside in Lisbon, you will see all this beautiful cruise liners docked over there. Down over here in south, you know, we have the long coastline. This is the Algarve region. And Algarve is a region over here, and it has cities like Lagos, Faro, etc. So Algarve is very popular for its beaches, for its white sands and sunshine. And it is a very happening place. A lot of people own houses over here. It's a retirement destination. A lot of people from North Europe own villas and houses over here, and they come down during the winter period, and many of them also retire over here. So Algarve is something similar to our Goa, you know, where people go for holiday and also own a second home. Another reason, you know, for which Algarve is popular is, of course, its golf courses. This small area over here, you know, has more than 30 golf courses. So those of you who are fond of golf, this is a wonderful location. Right? Now, let us look at some of the reasons why one should look at Portugal. Like I already mentioned earlier, Portugal has one of the best weathers in the entire entire Europe. The minimum temperature over here goes up to 8 degrees in winter, which is in fact something similar to what you have in Delhi during winters. And the maximum temperature is 28 degrees, which is what we have in Mumbai during our winters. Also, from the healthcare point of view, it offers a very good, it ranks 12th among the public healthcare system. And, you know, it was important to note that during the current time, even during the COVID time, it has leading in the number of vaccinated people. Almost 85% of the population is fully vaccinated. Another important feature about Portugal is that it is very welcoming to expats. You know, the Portuguese people by their very nature are very warm and friendly, unlike many other European countries like Germany and France, where, you know, you have issues in terms of language, etc. In Portugal, you will feel very much at home. English is very widely spoken and people are very friendly. Another important feature about Portugal is that the cost of living is relatively low compared to other European countries. So those of you who have traveled to Europe, to places like Berlin, Zurich, Paris, etc., know that Europe is very, very expensive. But when it comes to Portugal, it is relatively affordable. In fact, it ranks 22nd on the cost of living index for Europe. And all these factors, friends, make Portugal the perfect destination for retirement. It is considered to be a #1 destination for retirement. Of course, not to mention about the liberal tax regime, which we can take it up later. Again, it offers a very good education system. Now, I didn't know that, you know, people from India were also going to Portugal when we were discussing about Portugal with some of our clients. And we were surprised to know that their children are already studying in Portugal. Some of them are pursuing a career in education, and many of them are pursuing career in sports. You know, children were pursuing football, some are pursuing tennis, and so on and so forth. Also, Portugal is considered to be the third most peaceful country in the world. Now, friends, you would appreciate that this is very important in current times. As we know today, the global situation is in a flux. You know what is happening with US, with China, with Russia, Turkey, Middle East, etc. And in a situation like this, it is very important for us to secure our family's future. And Portugal is just perfect for that. I'm sure you would have not heard about Portugal getting involved in any controversy or any conflict. It enjoys good relationship with its neighbors and most of the countries in the world. Also, it has been awarded as the best European destination for 4 years in a row. And another important factor about Portugal is that it has a very powerful passport. In fact, you would be surprised to know, you know, the Portuguese passport ranks ahead of passport of countries like US, Canada, Australia, and UK. It allows visa-free travel to more than 186 countries. So you can see in this map over here, this is a map which has been taken from Wikipedia. All the countries which are marked in green over here, which includes the whole of North America, you have Canada, you have US, Mexico, Latin America, you have South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Japan, Malaysia, Hong Kong. Most of the countries, where we as Indians would like to travel, you can travel visa-free with a Portuguese passport. Not only that, these countries which are marked in blue over here, this European countries, you can not only travel freely over there, you can actually go and settle in any of these countries. Of course, UK is out of this. UK is not a part of EU anymore. So other than that, all these countries you can live and settle. Other benefits of Portuguese Golden Visa program, why the program is so popular compared to others, is that it allows you the benefits of residency to your extended family. You can take not only your wife and your children, but you can also take children who are more than 18 years or 22 years old up to 26 years if they are dependent upon you and you are paying for their education. You can also take parents, not only your parents, but your spouse's parents. And you can also take your siblings if they are below 18 years of age. So you can see it covers the entire extended family. Now, why Portugal Golden Visa is considered to be the fastest and easiest way to obtain European Union citizenship. Right? We'll have Mafala talking about this more in detail in the subsequent part of presentation. I will just quickly run through it. That all you need to do is invest money, 280,000 euros or 350,000 in a property in Portugal. You get a residency in 1 year. You have to stay over there for just 7 days in a year. And after 5 years, you can apply for citizenship. Once you get a citizenship, you can sell your property and still enjoy all the benefits of being a citizen of Portugal. Let us look at the requirements. What are the requirements, right? So you can see from here that there is no age limit. You can apply for this program at any age. There is no language requirement, no education criteria. For some of our clients who are looking at other countries like Portugal, Canada, Australia, etc., there is a point-based system. You need to have certain marks in the English language test. You need to meet education criteria, management criteria, etc. There is no such requirement for Portugal Golden Visa. Also, there are no detailed financial proofs are required. For many of our clients who are looking at EB5, we know that in case of EB5, we need to produce detailed documentation of, proof of funds. And many of our clients are not able to do because they are not able to produce the documents. No such requirement in case of Portugal Golden Visa. And also there is no requirement of interview. So you don't need to worry. You don't need to prepare for the interview. You don't need to worry. The process is very objective as long as you are investing money in one of the approved asset class, and so long as you do not have any criminal track record, you can get your golden visa. Right, friends? So this was about Portugal and the golden visa. I would like to invite Mafala Luis to talk more about the Portugal golden visa in detail and explain to you the process. Mafala, like we discussed earlier, is a lawyer with IAS, a leading law firm in Portugal, and they're known for having done more than 1,000 golden visa applications. Right? Over to you, Mafala. Thank you.
Thank you, Paresh, for the welcome and the presentation made by you. As you're mentioning, my name is Mafalda, and I am a lawyer in Portugal. I work mainly with immigration files, and I have been working with the Golden Visa program for more than 5 years. And today I will try to explain you in detail what is expected from the program, what you need to know about the program before you are applying and bring your family with you. First of all, IAS is an international, as known, International Atlantic Service established their headquarters in Porto. This is a beautiful landscape of Porto where you can all visit. But today we are speaking here about the Golden Visa. And the Golden Visa, you have several ways of investment to obtain this Golden Visa, but the more used ones are the ones that are investing in real estate. And you can see here that you have two types of real estate. You can buy a real estate of any kind for at least $500,000 at the moment, or you can invest on a rehabilitation property that can go to 350 or 280, depending on the location of that property. Regarding rehabilitation is the one that I have been dealing now to file process regarding the investments that were made in rehabilitation. And so far we had filed more than half of the applications under this category. And as you can see here, it's a huge amount. 801 applicants so far that have invested on this percentage, and it's a number that is growing every month more than the one that is just the application on the real estate of $500,000. And this is something very important that you notice, because it's something that I will mention just in a few moments. That is the fact that 350 and 200K investments in real estate are the big thing at the moment, more than the 500K. So people are picking more and more rehabilitation over the past year compared to the other. And there are several reasons to say that. Not only you are qualifying the city, you are the government provides more benefits, you are investing a lower money, and you still have the same quality properties. So people are going more and more and more to this type of investment. Also, real estate, as you can see here, still qualifies as 94% of the applications for the Golden Visa, compared to the venture capitals that are still 0.4, and we don't expect this number will increase, because they will increase the minimum number for the investment funds, and also other types of investment like deposit banks or the creation of jobs are also options that are not that picked by investors at the time. And all these data are state data. They are created by the government. So the government has all the information, and these are the official statistics about what kind of investment are the investors doing at the moment. Also important for you to know, and these qualifications and requirements are the same for all the type of application, is there are no age limits. So as long as you are 18 or plus, you can apply. So there is no age limit. Everyone that is above age can apply. Also, you don't need to have any kind of management experience. That is not expected from you. You just need to do the investment according to what is necessary. So if you're buying real estate, you buy the real estate, and that's it. That is your investment. It's not a request for you to show that you have a experience managing your real estate. No. Also, you don't need to show that you have a master, PhD, even a bachelor. Qualifications regarding education are not part of the application. That will not be asked. Also, you don't need to prove financial reports. You don't need to provide them. You need to show how you are providing for the purchase of your investment. For example, it's by your work, everything that you earn, but you don't need to have the financial proofs. Also, other requirements, the amount of investment is very defined. You know by the beginning that this is a minimum. You can go up, of course, but this is the minimum. Another requirement, 7 days. So you are getting a residency card in Portugal, but you only need to stay here 7 days per year after the issuing of your first card. Is a program that takes 5 years in total. It can be renewed, or you can end it after 5 years. And there are just a few number of documents that are necessary. Criminal records for the main applicants. If you're taking your spouse, she needs criminal records and wedding certificate. If you're taking your children and they have less than 18, they need to provide the birth certificate. If they have more than 18, they need to provide birth certificate and study certificate and proof that they are single, independent. So as you can see, there are not a lot of documents that are demanding from your side. So it's very good because the bureaucratic part is not that much. Another point to take in consideration at this moment is we know as a fact that from January 1st, 2022, the law that is regulating the Golden Visa will change. So the investments, the options will change as well. The big points that will affect the Golden Visa will be in two of the options that are regarding real estate and funds. So at the moment, we start with the funds, and then at the moment, for you to invest in a fund, you need 350K, and you can invest in a fund. However, from 2022 on, it's 500,000 as minimum. So we have an increase of the minimum value of 150K. This is for funds. And this, as I mentioned before, is an option that is not that picked by investors in global. Regarding real estate, it's a very big difference as well. And from 2022 on, you can only invest on real estate for housing purpose, and this is really important, housing purpose, that are located in the green part of this map. So all the cost line are excluded for investment, and you can only invest on the other part of the country from 2022 on, and for properties that are exclusively for living purpose, namely the houses for you to live in. That is a purpose. However, the properties that, for example, Jerry will speak in a few minutes, are excluded this, because as I was mentioning, this is very important, is for housing purpose. The properties that Jerry will present are for services purpose. So they are hotels or services apartments. The goal of these properties are not for families to live there. So they are excluded of this exception that will be enforced from 2022 on, and you can, in this case, apply with a Golden Visa with these properties in the coastline or in any part of the country by 350K or 280K according to the location. And this is very important, because if you're thinking about to invest in a real estate that is not for service purpose, I'm not even sure if you have the time, because right now it's almost end of September and you need 3 months at least to purchase a property, when you need to pick and to open a bank account, to have a tax number, to transfer funds. And this is something that takes time. So this is something that you need to consider. Now that we spoke about options of investments, that you spoke about what you can buy on real estate, let's speak about the period of time that happens after you pick your investment, after that you enter your investment, and the timeline. So let's mark here the period that we see here as Euro 0 in blue. It's like a period of time that you have all the diligence before and all the diligence after, and this is very important. So before the start of the residency program that needs to have 5 years duration, you will need to open a bank account, you need to have a taxpayer number from Portugal, you need to transfer funds, you need to have all the documents ready for submission, and you initiate your application. After initiate application and to the biometrics, more or less 8 months will pass. After the biometrics, you will take more or less 3 months and you will get the year 0. And year 0 is where it start counting the program and the period of time for the national requests, the request of the nationality from Portugal. So you have on year 0, you receive your first residency cards, where you need to stay for 14 days in a row, 7 days per year, during the duration of this card. And you will have the right to stay here in Portugal as long as you want. You can go to the Schengen area for 90 days at any point. You don't need visas to enter Portugal. You can access the Portuguese healthcare system. You can access the education system in Portugal as a national, because you have almost all rights as a national, except for the right of voting. Then again, you will need to come. And here on purple, you can see the issue of the second card. For this card, you come to Portugal. Again, you do biometrics, you stay again. Then the third card, the same situation. Then you reach a point of 5 years and you can have two options, or you can do it together, or you can pick one. So you can go to permanent residency, or you can apply for citizenship. In common, they have the fact that in both cases you need to speak A2 level of Portuguese, but it's up to you if you wish to have another citizen, another passport, or you just want the permanent residency in Europe. In any case, you will still have the same rights as the residency, except for the part of voting regarding the permanent residency. Regarding citizenship, you will have the same rights as any Portuguese and any European citizen. So when you are acquiring Portuguese nationality, you're not only a citizen of Portugal, but you are also a citizen of European Union. And that gives you a lot of benefits, because you can go to any embassy of the European Union in case of need, and in case there is no embassy of Portugal. And now I'm going to pass to Mr. Jerry, that will speak about the properties. Here, he's the president of Mercan Group, and he's a founder of the Mercan Group in '89, and he will speak to you about some options of investment on real estate. Thank you.
Yeah. So friends, I would like to take this opportunity. Thanks, Mafalda, for that wonderful introduction. I would like to take the opportunity to say a few words about the Mercan Group and about Jerry. Jerry is, the founder and the CEO of the Mercan Group. Now, Mercan Group has been in the immigration business for over 3 decades. They've been one of the leading players in the EB-5. They have been leading players in the Canadian immigration. And now they are one of the leading players for us when it comes to Portugal Golden Visa. In fact, in the 350,000 category, they've done almost 50% of the total number of cases which have been filed so far. And, I will leave it now to Jerry to take it over and tell us more about his firm and the projects that we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Paresh, and it's a pleasure to be here today, and it's a pleasure working with your company. We've been working together closely now, and it's always a pleasure. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. We'd like to talk to you about our company and about a couple of the projects that we have available today. First, I'd like to just say a few words about our company. We started in 1989 in Canada. In 1991, we moved to the United States, and we began with the US EB-5 program. In fact, we were one of the first companies to offer projects under the EB-5 program. And over the years, we've expanded into many different countries. And we got into Portugal in 2015, and Mercan Properties started in 2016. And as Paresh mentioned earlier, we're at the point where we're the largest developer under the Golden Visa program, and 50% of all the people going through this program will invest in one of our projects. Just in terms of the US program, we did over 38 projects under the EB-5 program, representing an investment of over $1.5 billion. In terms of Portugal, and I'll walk you through some of these projects later, we're on our 13th project now, and we have over 395 million euros worth of projects either developed or under development. So definitely have grown over the years. Now today, we'd like to talk to you about two projects that we have available. One is a Moxy in Lisbon, which is an investment of 350,000 euros. The second one is in Algarve, a place called Lagos, and it's an investment of 280,000 euros. So this gives you two kind of price points to look at. First off, I'd like to talk about the Lagos project, which is in Algarve. Now here's an overview of the project. As you can see, it's a huge project. Those two soccer fields you see in front of you, those are part of the project. And all the buildings and the man-made lake are all part of the project. And as you can see, we're adjacent to a golf course right beside us, a professional golf course, which people from the resort will have access to, and you can see you're within walking distance to the sea. So it's an outstanding resort. So in terms of what the resort has itself, from terms of sports facilities, you have 2 soccer fields, you have 3 tennis courts, 2 paddle courts, 2 volleyball courts, and an indoor swimming pool. In terms of amenities themselves, there's 201 room all suites hotels. You have all day dining, a la carte dining. You have a pool bar. You have a bar spa. You have the outdoor lake with a man-made with the beach. You have an amenity swimming pool. You have a kids area. You have a kids club fire area. You have a Zen area, and you have a theater and movie area. So it's really a full 5-star resort with everything involved. Now, some of the best beaches in all of Portugal are down in Algarve. And as you can look at these pictures, these are 2 of the beaches beside the resort. So they're beautiful, beautiful, clean beaches, beautiful, clean water. So, really outstanding places to go. And these are just 2 of the many beaches that are nearby. Now, the Lagos, the Lagos area, right there you have the marina, which is a European award-winning marina, good for 462 boats. You have, as I mentioned, about 6 or 7 outstanding beaches nearby. The city of Lagos downtown is within walking distance, so you have bars, restaurants, nightlife, shopping, everything is nearby. And then in terms of culture and history, you have the slave market, you have the Lagos Castle, you have the ruins of the old town, and you have churches and convents and many other historical places to see. Now here's an aerial shot. As you can see, to the right is the city of Lagos. To the left, as you can see, within walking distance is the resort. And if you look at closely, you can see the golf course right beside the resort. And obviously in the front, you can see the sea and the beaches that line the sea. So, it's really quite an outstanding location. The project itself is 201 room, 1-bedroom suites. It's going to be for 350 investors. You get 7 free days per year. And more importantly, you get a guaranteed buyback at the end. Once you receive your passport, you have a guaranteed buyback and an exit strategy to get your money back. Here's just, a nighttime picture with the affinity pool beside you. So it's really, really a nice location, nice for families, nice for couples, where everybody can relax and enjoy. As I mentioned, there's a golf course nearby. So this is a view of the actual golf course. So you can see it's really an outstanding course that you can enjoy playing at your, on your casual time. So the resort, the investment is 350 investors. It's 280,000 per investor. Now the return is 0%, but the developer is paying your transfer taxes and your VAT taxes, which is about 30,000 euros that you don't have to pay. And that's about 2% a year it works out to. So you're really only in for 280,000, and your only other costs to close are about 2,700 euros. That's it. And you cash out with your guaranteed buyback at 280,000 at the end. So it really minimizes the amount of money that you have at risk, and it minimizes the amount of money you need to send to Portugal in order to get your passport. So it's really good from that point of view. The project will open in the second quarter of 2023. And what's really amazing about this project is one of the leading architects in all of Portugal is the designer of the project. And we whenever we do projects, we always try and bring in as partners outstanding and the leading firms in their respective fields. So this is something we do in all our projects. Now I'd like to talk about the next one, which is the Lisbon Park Moxy Marriott project. Now this is going to be in Lisbon, and here's a picture of the project. As you can see, it's quite an interesting and actually quite a very beautiful building. It's going to be right in a business district, so this one is really focused on commercial travel, but at the same time, you're only 10 minutes from the center of the historic tourist area. So it enables you to have access to both parts of Portugal. So it's 225 rooms, so it's quite a large property. And these are the type of, an example of a typical room. Now, the location itself is in Alfragide, which is a suburb of Lisbon. It's a main commercial hub. So, you have a lot of international firms nearby. For example, you'll have Vodafone, Samsung, Siemens. So a lot of the leading firms of Europe would have offices there. You also have things like the Amadora Sinatra Hospital, and you have tourist areas like the National Palace. So it's a mix of everything, but really it's focused on business travel. And here's a location of the surroundings. As you can see, it really is a commercial area. But in the background, you're right there is the tourist area of Lisbon. So it's just 10 minutes by car. So this is a 225-room hotel, and it's for 180 investors. Now, this one's a little different than the other one in that you get a return of 3% per year. The 3% will begin upon the opening of the hotel, and it's paid out on the annual basis. Like the other project, we have a guaranteed buyback, where at the end, when you receive your passports, you receive your investment back. And like the other project, you also get 7 free nights of stay per year. Now, in terms of the investment itself, as I mentioned, it's $350,000. Again, in this project, the developer will pay your taxes, your transfer taxes, and your VAT. So you save all this out-of-pocket expenses. The only other cost you have to buy this property is approximately 2,900 euros. So there's no other cost. It's just 350 plus 2,900. And with the guaranteed buyback, you get your money back after you get your passports. This project is on sale now, and it will be open in the second quarter of 2023. And again, you see it in the shot, it's a beautiful architectural design. This is a nighttime shot, and it's the same architect as on the other one, the Saraiva firm, which is one of the leading architect firms in Portugal. Now, next, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about our track record and some of the projects we've done and are doing right now. So let me walk you through some of those projects now. The first one is Casa de Campiña, and this is a 5-star hotel right on one of the oldest streets in Porto. This is already opened in July, and it's achieving very high occupancy rates, so it's very successful. This building is a 250-year-old building that used to be a storage facility for port wine. So this hotel is now open, and we welcome you to come visit us there. The next project is the Sé Cathedral, and this is a Hilton hotel that'll be opening in October of this year. It's an 80-room hotel, and it's right in the center of the city beside one of the leading tourist attractions, which is the Sé Cathedral. The next project is the Fontina Hotel, and this is a hotel that's all completed and will be opening at the end of this month or the beginning of next month. It's right on Santa Catarina, which is one of the main walking and tourist streets of Porto, so it's a very popular location. Next, we have the Tribute Hotel, and this is right on the other side of the river, overlooking the historic city of Porto. So from this particular location, if you look in the picture, one in the top right-hand corner, this is the type of view you're going to have from this hotel. So it probably have some of the most outstanding views you're going to have in Porto, overlooking the city. And this hotel is under construction, and it'll be opening next summer. Next, we have Casa de Lirias. This is a boutique hotel that's about 30-40 minutes from Porto. It's right on the river. This hotel is completed, and it will open next month. This region is very famous for Vino Verde, which is called green wine, which is something, if you go to Porto, you should try. The next project is the Porto Arts Hotel. This is in the cultural historic area of Porto, so it's a great location. It's where all the cultural people and artists tend to congregate. Lots of nice restaurants and bars and coffee shops here. This hotel is under construction and will open next summer. The next one is a 4 Points by Sheraton. It's called the Broadway, and this is in an area called Montesinos, and it's 1 block from the main beach of Porto. So it's right on the Atlantic Ocean, and you have surfing, and it's one of the most popular beaches in Porto. So it's on weekends, it's very crowded. It's a fabulous location, and this hotel will open in November of this year. The next one is, this is one of our 280,000 euro projects. This is in a city called Evora. Evora is about 1 hour and 20 minutes from Lisbon. It's a fantastic tourist area year round. And it's also famous for wine and olives that are nearby. So you have a lot of wine tours. This hotel will be a Hilton Garden Inn, and it will be opening in the 3rd quarter of next year. Then we come back to Porto, and we have the Ramada Renaissance by Marriott. This is a 4-star hotel right in the heart of the city. It's under construction now, and it'll be opening next summer. And then we come back again to the cultural area. We have an all-suites hotel, the Porto Arts Suites, which starts construction next month and will be opening in the 3rd quarter of next year. Then in terms of a Holiday Inn, we have a Holiday Inn Express in Porto. This hotel is under construction and will be opening in the 4th quarter of next year. And then we also have another Holiday Inn in Evora, which, as I mentioned, is a tourist area about 1 hour and 20 minutes from Lisbon. This is under construction, and it'll be opening in, will be starting operations next year. So that's an overview of some of the projects we're doing, some of the projects that will be coming to you next year. So we're very happy with our portfolio of projects. And in spite of COVID, they've all been under construction. They've maintained to continue under construction. So thank you for your time today. And I open the floor, Paresh, for some questions. Thank you.
Let us help you achieve your dream. We at Acquest specialize in permanent residency and citizenship by investment programs being offered by governments of American and European countries. Our team of professionals is here to help you complete your migration journey and land safely at your chosen destination. Acquest, your trusted immigration advisor.